We are building this today, and I'm showing you how I did it in 6 minutes or less, mistakes and all. So this is a new series that I'm calling 6-Minute Scenes. What I'm doing is showing you how to do a scene in 6 minutes or less. These are not huge projects, but rather small, attainable scenes that can help you learn new techniques, how to use materials, anything that you can use to up your model railroad game, or simply dioramas for that matter. You'll see a countdown clock at the top corner to show you that it is 6 minutes. Let's get to it. Real quick, big thank you to today's sponsor, Model Railroad Academy. They've got all sorts of videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, things that can help you on your model railroad journey. And right now, you can get your first full year of Model Railroad Academy for just $1.49. That's like over 90% off the regular price. That offer is valid for new members only. Check them out in the link in the description. This is a Kato mini diorama kit, their curve module with a 183mm track. I've done a couple videos on these, I'll link them at the end. And to do the scenery in the ground, I'm going to be using some of this Crayola Model Magic clay. Not going to lie, it does kind of look like poop in that bag, but we're going to go ahead and put this on to do some of the scenery, and then we will be forming it, just kind of pushing it in. It does take a little while to dry. It's meant to be reused, but it's very lightweight and perfect for these modules. Next, I have some of these conifer trees from JTT Scenery, and what we need to do is make holes in the clay so that we can have places to put the trees when we're done. So I'm going to cut off the bases with some nippers, and then I'm going to just stick them exactly where I need them to go, and I make sure to get a good hole, and then I can take them back out and do the rest of the scenery. Once this is done, I can start doing the ballast, and that always starts off with the glue for the edge on Kato Unitrack. You'll also notice that I took some of that clay and kind of roughed it over the edge just to kind of make the track a bit more flush. I'm going to make this track look a little bit disused, but I need to get that glue on so that I can put the ballast on. Next, I'm going to be putting little dots of glue in between the ties right here, just being careful not to get too much glue on those ties. I'm okay with a little bit of it. This is one of the drawbacks of ballasting Kato Unitrack versus standard track, is it can be kind of more difficult to ballast and make more realistic, but if you take your time, it's definitely worth it. Now I have some scenery from Scenic Express. This is some dark gray ballast. It's kind of a mixed color. It's a fine ballast. I'll put the link to it in the description below, but it looked really, really good. I've actually never used a ballast this dark before, so this is kind of a little bit nerve-wracking with the light-colored Kato Unitrack, but it ended up looking pretty great, and I was pretty happy with it. Now, the first thing you got to do is you just got to spread it all over the place. Don't worry about trying to get it exact, but once you've got everything spread out, you then come back with a brush, and then you'll just kind of get it off the ties. And on the sides, you can just kind of brush it off the ties and brush it neatly in place. But on the tops, you're going to kind of do this stippling technique that just kind of knocks everything on to where it's supposed to go, where the glue is, and clears off the ties. Now I can get into putting the scenery on. I'm just putting some white glue on all of the clay right here. I've let it air dry pretty much, but it's still got a little bit of flex to it. But then we're going to just take some of this JTT Scenery Earth Blend Turf and just kind of sprinkle it all over. Now we're doing something a little bit different for the ground cover, so we're just going to start with this and then we're going to do something different. But before all of that, we need to soak this in IPA and get our white glue water mixture on there. Again, about 30%, 35% white glue with the rest water and a couple drops of dish soap. And then I just let it do individual drops like this. Sometimes I use a spray bottle if I've got a large area, but for something small like this, I'm just going to do like this. Now this is where I actually made a little bit of a mistake and I could have done this better, but we're going to do some static grass. And what static grass is it basically uses a static charge to make these little fine strands stand up and look like grass. And you do it and you use that little wire and you connect it so that it makes like an electrical connection and gets it all standing up. Now, while it was still drying, I did this and I covered up the track so it wouldn't get on there. If I was doing this again, this is kind of where I made a mistake. I would probably go and wait for everything to dry and then put another coat of white glue water on the spaces that I wanted the static grass and do it that way so I could clean off the track. It led to a little bit of like nitpickiness at the end, but overall I was still pretty happy with it. The first round was 2mm static grass, and then I came back with some 7mm static grass. I wasn't sure how this would look in N-scale. It'd be some really tall grass in N-scale, but I think it still turned out okay. And then after that, I was able to come in, there's still some glue in there, and stick all of the trees back on. And you can see where I'm still going to have to clean off some of that static grass. I ended up placing a few little rocks, kind of putting them in the glue while it's still wet. And then I add a little bit more glue and put a little piece of clump foliage to be kind of like a bush right there. Nothing too crazy, but now all I got to do is let it dry. And here is the result. Like I said, mistakes and all, this just proves that none of us are immune to impatience. And I'm hoping to do more of these though, all sorts of different scenes really. I've got a lot of modules to build and to get my mini diorama layout and my hex track layout done. Plus I've got phase 3 of this model railroad coming up, so you can expect more of these. I think these are a lot of fun and it's a great way for me to bring some of my knowledge of scenery and everything to you guys to really help you get you going and figure out what you like in model railroading. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.